So with the leaders starting to offer up their key messages, how many Canadians are actually interested at this point? There's indication voters are listening, but that it may also take a little more time before they have our full attention. Zuni Khan and his friend Katie do have a lot to talk about when they see each other these days. Like many other people, the COVID pandemic is top of mind. So the idea of a federal election isn't quite on their radar just yet.
I haven't really been thinking about it due to all the stuff going around due to COVID and stuff, but I'm glad we are moving forward with an election, and I do want to vote.
To be honest, I'm not as informed as I should be or educated, but I know it is important, and if I were to vote, I would definitely do my research.
Gauge the actual interest of voters at this point in the midst of summer and the start of school around the corner, and it may take some time to get people engaged. How do you think this is being received at this point, and how will it impact turnout in the end?
I think this is a very unusual election, and the campaign will have more of an impact on the outcome than normally. So I think it's just too early to guess what people are thinking about the election.
Turnout for the 2019 federal election was 67%, a drop from the 68.3% who voted in 2015 when Justin Trudeau became Prime Minister. Numbers were even smaller in other recent general elections, ranging from 59 to 65%.
There's other priorities, not the least of which is this global pandemic. And this is, in my opinion, a ploy to get a majority to government, so I'm not at all interested in it.
I think I'm pretty interested. I think it's a good time to call it after COVID restrictions are lifted, and it's a call, it's a decision, it's an input for people to give their opinion on how the government reacted towards COVID.
A survey of 3,000 Canadians released by Abacus Data today shows 7 out of 10 respondents have a high level of interest in the upcoming election already. That's on par with the second week of the 2019 campaign. It also found that older Canadians are more interested than younger voters at this point.
The stakes are really high. The stakes are high in this election, not just for the long-term future of the country, but for how we get out of this pandemic. And I think that's why we see the level of interest that we do.
And for those like Zuni and Katie, who have yet to turn their full attention to politics, they're bound to now that the election has begun.
Anything that keeps me distracted from COVID and all that stuff on the news, that'd be good.
Now, David Coletto at Abacus actually echoes that point to a certain degree. He suggests people are looking for something else, and with a lack of new content on streaming services or television, the election may, in fact, according to him, may have more Canadians engaged this time around.